everybody. This is Solfege Live with Jack Stevenson, and that's me, Jack. And today is our 9th video. So I want to thank you for joining me. I want to ask you to like, subscribe, and don't hesitate to leave a comment. Today we're going to begin, as we always do, by first listening. Before we continue on with the video, I want to take a few moments to describe activities students can do while listening, which will turn them into active listeners. The activities are progressive, so I usually proceed in order. I repeat the activity until the majority of students demonstrate readiness to proceed to the next level. Now, how this works is the teacher, you, plays the piece live while asking the students to perform various tasks. By performing the piece in front of the class, you can make slight adjustments in the performance as needed. You can change the tempo, play one voice louder, articulate the rhythm of one voice, or place emphasis on the meter structure. This way, the class can focus more readily on a specific parameter in the piece. Your playing can guide their ear toward any music element you want to highlight. Remember, keep the music going. Do not stop the flow to correct or encourage the class. Do all of that while maintaining the music's progression. Stopping the music reduces class energy, breaks attention span, and diminishes participation. Stopping to talk is an act of desperation and the last resort in the teaching process. Now, let's go on and let's go through the procedures. Now, we're going to listen, but while we're listening, we're going to lightly tap the beat. Then, identify where the crucis is, either by tapping a little stronger on the crucis or tapping in a different place on the crucis, clapping the crucis higher or lower or someplace new each time. Find a way to identify the crucis. Now, once that is happening, then we could start thinking about what arm beats we can be using with the music now. So we're going to identify the meter by using arms. So you're playing the piece and you say to the students, okay, see if you can find the arm beat gestures for this music. Clap the rhythm of the soprano voice. So just listening to the rhythm of the soprano, clap with the soprano voice. Then do the same thing, clapping with the bass voice. While using arm beats, and always arm beats, sing along with the soprano voice using nonsense syllables. La la la, li da da bi da da bi chiki pa. Anything you want to use, but sing along with it. So we're going to sing, and so we're doing the rhythm, and we're also doing the arm beats. Now, if you want to sing and clap the rhythm at the same time, good idea. Then just sing the melody, sing the soprano, and you come back to the arm beats. Now, of course, we're going to do the same thing with the bass voice. So we've gone from the soprano to the bass, and sometimes we can switch back and forth. If we're playing both voices and we're singing along, and the class is singing the soprano voice, you say, okay, bass. Then they immediately go to the bass. Soprano. Then they immediately go back to the soprano. So you create a quick reaction exercise between the two voices. All the while, the music is still going. Now, this is a good moment now where we can take a pause and just listen to the scale. So we want to play the scale that the piece is written in. So we play the scale. We have the students sing the scale back with numbers, then with solfa syllables, of course, always with the minor dyad cadence, identifying the tonality. Once we've done all of that, Then we can sing the soprano using numerals and then pitch syllables. Again, arm beats, but since we have the key down, now we're going to try to find the numbers. Now here is a good place, if you wanted to break it down into smaller segments, either by phrase or even by measure, and have the students learn what the actual function numbers are and can sing the melody smoothly with the function numbers, and then do the same thing with the pitch syllables. Then, since we've done it with the soprano, of course, we're going to do it with the bass. Again, we're going to try our best to keep the music going. All right, we play a phrase, they sing a phrase. We sing a whole piece, they sing the whole piece back. Discovering the score. Now, what does this mean? We're going to hand out the piece. If you don't feel like they're ready to hand out the piece because they don't have the piece learned well enough, fine. Save this for another time. But once we have a piece well learned by ear, then we kind of probably want to show them the score. So the score, you see, is always going to be the roadmap of where we've been. Not where we're going, but what we've already experienced. So you show them the score, it's just like going to the board. If we do write down something or present them with some music, we must have had experienced that music already. So anything written down on the board or in a piece of paper has to have been experienced. Theory follows practice. Doesn't precede it. A lot of people like to do handouts and then pass everything around. The students are reading the music when they haven't listened to it yet. I don't understand that. I'll never understand that. We've got to hear it first, see it last. Okay, then clap the rhythm of the soprano, then sing the soprano voice, following the score. We'll do the same thing with the bass line. We can sing and clap at the same time. We can sing and conduct, or we could clap and conduct following the rhythm. Some people like to sing the melody first, but I like to do the rhythm first because that I want their eye to focus on the note heads first, and then those note heads are focused in certain lines and spaces, and then we can start putting what we've already memorized or what we've already learned and discovered about the pitches to the piece of paper. Now we can split the class and sing the soprano and the bass parts. One half sing the soprano or get them in couples. But I kind of like first to split the whole class. So one half of the class is singing together, the other half of the class is singing together, supporting each other. And then, of course, we switch the roles. Then we're using arm beats again, always with the arm beats. We're going to sing the soprano while stepping the rhythm pattern. So you might want to first give everybody a chance to step the rhythm of the soprano and then sing along with their stepping. Now, if you have it memorized, wonderful, then you could add arm beats. But if you don't, you're going to have to hold the score with one hand, step and sing, and if you can, have them arm beat with the other hand. It's very important to find ways to keep the arm beats going as much as possible. So we do that with the soprano part. Then, of course, we would do the same exact thing with the bass part. And you'll start to discover maybe by now one part is a little easier than the other. They have a little easier time with one voice or another. So you might want to spend less time on that voice and more time on the other, whatever. Then we're with a friend now, face to face. And so friend A sings the soprano as friend B sings the bass. We're face to face. And of course, arm beats, always going. Then what happens? We just simply switch the roles, and then we can say switch at any time. And I like to say switch at the end of each phrase, where the student has to flip to the other voice as they're singing and conducting. So they switch back and forth so that they are really, A, paying attention very clearly, and B, knowledgeable about both voices. They really can be getting more and more a sense of the polyphony that's going on, not just one voice or just the other voice. Now with our friend, we're going to be side by side. And we're going to take one arm and wrap it around the friend. And the free arm can either hold the score or arm beat. So friend A steps and sings the soprano. Guess what? As friend B steps and sings the bass part. Now we're moving through space. We're traveling along the room and sing the pitches, different pitches, and we're sensing the different rhythm structure. So we're really getting a polyphonic experience here. And the closer you get to your friend, where you're hip to hip, the more you will experience what they're doing as you're stepping what you're doing. So friend A and friend B are as close as possible, side by side, and experiencing what the other is doing. Then switch roles. Of course, that's always the end. A and B switch, and again, switch at any point in the music. This is, again, another real good quick reaction exercise where you have to be on top of it. I know the bass, I know the soprano, I can go from one to the other without thinking. Then, with the arm beats, again, sing the soprano while stepping the bass of the pattern of the bass. Now, what does this mean? You're on your own. You break away from your friend, you're working as individuals, and now you sing one voice and you step the other, conduct the rhythm. Hopefully by now we have this memorized, because this is our goal, to get the pieces memorized, get it in our brains as fast as possible. And sometimes you have to push students to do this. They're not going to be always willing just to give up the score and go off and try it. No, you've got to sort of make them try it. And if it's not working, don't resort back to the music right away. That's the last ditch effort you want to do. Then, of course, we switch the roles. So you were stepping the soprano, singing the bass, then we'll step the bass, sing the soprano, switch, up, change, whatever words you want to use. You can change at any spot, all the while we're arm beating, singing, stepping. Now, we can go back to what we did last time, and we can look at these function numbers. But now we don't have to do it just in Do. So here, now we could sing this. Let's do Do major scale. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do, si, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. So it's 1 set, 1, 2, 4, 3, 1 set. Okay. But now we can do it in Sol. 1 set, 1, 2, 4, 3, 1 set, 1, 3, 2, 4, 5, 6, set, 1. There we go. Okay. So I can sing it then in Sol major. And then sing it again in Do major. And once we learn Fa, which would be the next scale, we could then sing it in Fa major as well. So now, what we want to do is sing it with numbers, like I just did, but then, like I said earlier, translate it to the syllables. So this 1 would become the Sol. Let's do this again. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do, si, fa, sol. So this is Sol, fa, sol, la, do, si, sol, fa, sol, si, la, etc. So now I'm singing it as if I were in Sol major, and I'm translating the numbers to the actual pitches. Then go back and do it in Do. Here then, when we move down to the other exercises that we did, where we're singing trichords, but we're on each function, we're going to sing trichords going up or coming down or backward, either forward or backward. I like saying forward and backward, but I understand the up and down thing. What's 1 in Sol major? Well, it's Sol. So a little easier to think about here. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do, si, fa, sol. Sol, la, si, do. We're thinking those trichords. We're singing them backward or we're singing them forward, but in the key of Sol this time. So we do first with numbers, and then we translate those numbers into pitches. Why first with numbers? Because we want to sense the function of the number with the name. So in this situation now, my whole frame of reference is to Sol major. So my 3 is going to be related to Sol major. What's 3 in Sol major? C. You see, so my frame of reference must change to the new key. And this is how I learn that one key is very different from another. We get the sense of the new key by dissecting it, breaking it down, learning it as a global entity, and then using these kinds of exercises and singing in that key, then improvising in that key. So speaking of improvisation, what we're going to do is take this rhythm that you see here in front of you, and we're going to realize the rhythm. That means we're going to improvise a melody on the rhythm. So we're going to improvise the pitches in Sol major. Now we could do this with numbers, and we could do this with the solfa syllables, the pitch names, whatever way you want to do it. I'm going to do it with syllables, but you could easily do it with numbers. In fact, sometimes it's better to have students do them with numbers first and then go back and see if they can remember what they sang, and then do it with syllables. Now, for young children, this really isn't, the whole thing isn't going to work. Sometimes I just take a phrase or two, sometimes I just put something on the board and I say, okay, let's see if we can make up a little melody and stay in either Do major or Sol major. Now, we've probably done this in Do major several times. So now that we're in Sol major, it's going to seem a little bit easier or a little more familiar. But the idea is to create a melody that makes sense. And let me first sing them. I'll improvise something on it, and then we'll go over it and see what I did and see if it makes sense. Okay, here we go. So, si, do, la, do, si, la, sol. So, si, do, la, do, si, la, fa, sol. La, si, do, si, la, sol, la. La, si, do, si, la, sol, fa. So, si, do, la, si, la, sol. Sol, si, do, la, do, si, la, fa, sol. Okay, so let's review what I actually did here and what I expect of teachers to be able to do on the moment, at the moment. And so here I first clapped the rhythm. So I'm making sure that I'm using the space, and also I'm trying my best to include the dynamics as well as the phrasing. So you're dum, you can hear that I'm clapping, and I'm in my mind, I'm already singing a melody so that I can shape what it is I'm clapping. So I'm just not mindlessly it just is not musical. Okay? So I'm clapping the rhythm, I'm trying to create a shape in each phrase, and I'm trying to follow the dynamics. Then immediately at the repeat sign, I go back and I start singing. No waiting around, no him and hawing, no thinking about, I'm going to sing. Now, what I didn't do in this exercise is I didn't sing the scale first. I should have sung the Sol major scale up and down and then started clapping. My melody is made up only of seconds and thirds. So I want my students only to work in seconds and thirds. Now, when you're more advanced at doing this kind of thing, it's very difficult to stay in those parameters. So people say, oh, I just, no. You got to train yourself to stay within the parameters given. Because that's the whole point of the improvisation, to be able to work with the material that we've been given. Now we play with it. So we take what we've learned and we play with it. We don't expand on it. We try our best to use those materials that we know, and it hones in our discipline, hones in our pitch sense, much better than just rambling on to singing anything. So I'm staying within that structure of just seconds and thirds. Sol, si, do, la, si, la, sol, sol, si, do, si, la, fa, sol. I'm sure that's what I did. And notice here I have established in this first two little phrases, in this first phrase really, the key of Sol major. So that's another real important thing, is that in the first phrase, I have this sense of what key I'm in. La, la, si, do, si, la, sol, fa, la, la, si, do, si, la, sol, fa. But what I'm doing here is I'm really fixing myself in the dominant. I really want in my B section to have a contrasting phrase, contrasting melody, and the rhythm is helping us do that, you see. So the rhythm structure is kind of telling us what we want to see happen. And when I come back, I notice, oh yeah, it's an A section again. Sol, si, do, si, la, sol, sol, si, do, si, la, fa, sol. Now I have do, si, fa, sol in my cadence. I came back and I did my best to repeat what I did in the A section. And see, I'm trying my best to remember what I sing. This is really a very important part of improvisation, is to remember what you played, remember what you sing, so you can do it again. Because when you repeat certain things in your improvisation, it gives it more validity. It gives you more validity. It sounds far more real music, real structure. So now we can move, since we know another key, we can learn to transpose from one key to another key. So here we have a nice little piece. And these pieces could be 4 bars. They don't have to be 16 bars like this is. I think it's 16 bars. They don't, no. And you can make up the piece. Notice here I have nothing but steps. And in a chapter that has thirds, but I'm starting with steps. So let's start by singing the scale. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do, fa, mi, si, do. And I think I'll try singing it up the octave. Do, re, mi, re, do, si, la, sol, la, si, la, sol, la, si, do, re, mi, fa, mi, re, do, re, mi, re, do, si, la, sol, la, si, la, sol, la, si, do, re, mi, fa, mi, re, do, si, do. Now, I want to sing this in Sol major. It's too low. I want to sing it in Sol major. So now this becomes Sol. And then this becomes La. This becomes Si, La, Sol, Fa, Mi, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, Fa, Mi, Re. Notice I'm just speaking the names in Sol. I want to get myself used to the fact that I'm using the Sol scale. So I want to speak the names with the rhythm. And if that's too much, just speak the names in keeping one tempo for each note value. Excuse me. And then adding in the rhythm. And then you could try to sing it. So this is going to be sol. So do, re, mi, fa, sol. Do, si, fa, sol. Sol, la, si, la, sol, fa, mi, re. Mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re. Now, how am I doing this? I'm making a comparison as I travel. I'm making this is going to be sol, so this must goes up one, must be la, goes up another, must be si, comes down one. So I see the rise and fall of the melody, and I just follow that as my scale. So if I start on sol, I go up to la, go down to sol, go down to fa, go up to sol. I'm just following step by step inside that whole parameter called the sol scale. Now, when I get to, so if I know my sol scale, and I know that sol, fa, mi, re, do, re, mi, fa has a sharp in it. Sol, and I hear now, fa is this instead of fa is that. Sol, fa, sol, fa. So every time I sing fa, in the context of sol major, I'm going to sing fa sharp automatically, because I have the scale in my ear. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do, si, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do, sol. So, sol, la, si, la, sol, fa, mi, re. I sang the fa sharp. I didn't even have to think about it. I sang the fa sharp because I'm singing inside the scale. Now, you can sing this in various keys, of course. And I have here listed keys to use. So here's one in fa, here's one in re, here's one in sol major. So you can see that if I'm singing this piece in sol, I'm actually singing it in baritone clef. Now this clef either is a F clef sitting on the third line, or a ut or do clef sitting on the very top line. Either one, either way, it's baritone. If I'm singing in sol major, it's obvious now that I'm using the baritone clef. And the baritone clef lives in two places. One is the F clef, sitting on the third line, and one is the do clef, sitting on the top line. Both are baritone clef, both are fine. This is the one I used as a student. I never used the one on the top line, but I learned, since I did all this research for these books that I've written, Dalcroze used the do clef top line. He did not use this F clef on the middle line. All of his clef exercises use that baritone clef. Ut 5. So, but that's fine. So you'll find that with you changing the clef, we can have do anywhere. So we could sing in any key. Just transpose it. Now if I say this is sol, yes, I'm in baritone clef. But I don't think that first. I just say sol, and here we go. Off we go. Now, let's look at this little device I created here. Here, our piece, let's look again, is in treble clef. I'm in do major, and I want to go to sol. How far away is sol from do? Do, re, mi, fa, sol. 5. Do, re, mi, counting the do, of course, like with intervals. Do, re, mi, fa, sol. So, 5 up. Here we're in do, re, mi, fa, look, sol, baritone clef. Now, if we wanted to come backward, do, si, la, sol, do, si, la, sol, do, si, la, 4. Okay, let's go. Do, si, la, sol. Baritone clef. So this little device, if we know the intervallic distance from the key written and in which clef it's in. If this were an alto clef and we want to change. If this piece were Do major in alto clef, we'd go Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol. It's going to be soprano clef we're going to use. But again, this is the use of the clef is an afterthought. It's not the forethought. It's not something we think first. First, we think interval. We're traveling linearly, thinking from one note head to the next note head to the next note head intervallically. So we're going to stop there for now because time is up. So today we accomplished quite a bit. We learned all about how to realize a rhythm, very important skill that is developed throughout the entire solfege process. Then we learned to transpose, and we learned to do it by way of the clef, by changing the clef and using the circle of clefs. A lot in this video. So thank you for lasting through it and for staying with me. I really appreciate it. So please don't hesitate to give the video a like and subscribe. And don't hesitate to leave a comment. And if you want to, email me your comments and your questions. I know a lot of people don't like to put these questions or comments on the videos. It's a little embarrassing sometimes, but I'm happy to receive your comments. I'm happy to receive your questions. Don't hesitate. So, goodbye for now. Until the next time. Bye-bye.